This video is about this email that I received this morning about a subscriber and a viewer that he is quite elderly foreigner but single and had quite a good pension, and he is now talking to a young Filipina, and so he was concerned about the large age gap. And I think this is the first time that he had this kind of relationship. That's why he's asking some opinion about, is it acceptable here in the Philippines? And although he does see some of these foreign YouTubers who's married to very young Filipinas, that it seems acceptable, and he wants my opinion as a Filipino with regards to what the young Filipinas expecting from him being so young, and that's the point of view as a Filipino with a large age gap relationship. For me, I know it seems to be acceptable if you see it, that most people are just agreeing that they don't care, the young Filipina and the old foreigner. But I know deep inside it, people look at the Filipina as she got no choice but to save her family from poverty, because usually the young girls that do marry older foreigners, much older than their parents, are usually from a very poor background. So they could understand that we have to understand that they sacrifice their youth for the sake of their family's welfare. And so that's what my opinion is. The young Filipina is expecting you to support her and her family. The very reason why that she's giving you the best of her years by being your wife and taking care of you is because in exchange she's expecting you to take care of her and her family's needs. And not just the parents, it also extends to the siblings and extended family, cousins, nephews, nieces. And in short, you are the financer. And in exchange to that, you got a young wife who obviously will be more healthier and active than you in your senior years, so he can serve you better and will take care of you longer. So that's what the logical conclusion for most people, that the old foreigner will be the one supporting the Filipina and her family in exchange that she is there, a young able body to take care of him for the long years. Now, I have to relate this to another question that she intended. Is it his obligation to support the Filipina's wife family? Actually, it's not an obligation. But since, like I said, if you don't want to be the banking system for the whole family or the financer for the whole family, you need to put a stamp on it at the start. Some Filipinas, young Filipinas who marry this age gap relationship, just want to go abroad, and their purpose, if they can find a job, they will be supporting the family back here, and you are the way to take them to America, Europe, whatever country you are, because they look at abroad as better than the Philippines. Opportunities are better, they can find a job, because in here it's hard for them to find a job. And if they do have a job, it's menial job, so it's not worth their time sometimes, because it's more very low wages, long hours. So the best way is to marry an old foreigner, and some may be branding them as desperate because very large age gap, older than their parents. What do you expect? And of course, there's a question of the marital responsibilities and physical responsibilities in the marital union, that You don't expect that to be active when it comes to very large age gap, but then again, that's not very important. The most important thing, you can get along together. Love will just grow along the way. But for me, the Filipina, the young Filipina is expecting the old foreigner, let's put it this way, the old foreigner to support her as well as her family and her extended family. So it's in exchange for the service, her youth that she gave to you on your last days here on earth, to take care of you and to make you happy. That is the support that she's expecting. And do not believe that she loved you immediately in the first start of the relationship, because I don't believe that myself. Love just grow along the way. There are couples that I know that's got an age gap relationship of 20, 30 years. That's the one I know of, and they are very happy together. In fact, there's one that's about 35 years gap, and they still even have a child, one child, and they're still together until now. And so, because the Filipina are known to be loyal partners, although you heard some stories about Filipina going their way, but generally a lot of the Filipinas are very loyal to the partners. And so there's a lot of foreigners interested to have Filipina partners because of that qualities. So in answer to that question, what do a young Filipina expect from an old man is the financial support for her and her family. Because there's no other way that, in my opinion, I could see that. I think as well as other people's opinion, they think it's nothing else but financial stability. Because otherwise, what would a young girl be spending her youth taking care of an old man? But as you go along in your married life, even if you're old, love will grow. Because if you get along so well, you can talk a lot of things, and you go to places, you dine on places. The old foreigner had a companion, a young, beautiful companion that will be there to take care on her when the days so that he's not gonna be as active as he is. So that is pro. So you got her youth, the companionship, the taking care of you, and someone active to do all the chores. And exchange is your financial support to her, emotional support, and to her extended family. That's my opinion on that one.